News now. My name is Tony Walanda. We are coming to you live from Mamboleo Stadium in Kisumu County. And this is the venue for the ongoing Safaricom Chapa Dimba National Finals. And currently, this first semi-final in the boys category between Ebuali FC and Pask Langa is a game that is in halftime. And right now as we speak, Langa FC are 1-0 up against Ebuali. It is the first semi-final of the Safaricom Chapa Dimba National Finals here in Kisumu County. Welcome. Remember, you can watch TV47 on social media, TV47.digital, as well as across all social media platforms on Twitter, on Facebook, TV47 News. Let's get into it. Machakos Women Representative Joyce Kamene has urged the government to resolve the issues with doctors so that the common mwananchi can get access to healthcare services. Speaking at Nithini Masinga in Machakos County, Kamene has asked the president to personally intervene and initiate a negotiation table with the doctors so that illness-related deaths can reduce. Now, her sentiments have been echoed by Kwale Women Group leader Fatuma Hamis, who has added that a majority of Kenyans cannot afford to go to private healthcare facilities, and the doctors' strike is affecting them more, even though they are the majority. The women leaders want an amicable solution to the strike so that the country can achieve its universal health coverage.
Doctors are still on strike. Kweli watu wetu wanapelekwa mahospitali, wafike hivyo wakiugua hivyo na hakuna mtu wa kuwafanya nini? Daktari hawako, wamegoma. Yangu ni kusema hivi, humanity comes first. Serikali yetu ikiongozwa na our president Mr. Ruto lazima wakae chini, atume delegation ile itaelewana na hawa madaktari, because na hawa madaktari ni watu wetu, ni vijana wetu, they are our uncles, wamesoma, na ukisikia vile wanaongea wako na uchungu kwa sababu ya kudanganya.
Tunaiomba serikali yetu ikae chini, ifikirie kama wewe ndio unapitia masahibu haya, ungeweza kweli kuvumilia. Mimi na wengineo tutakwenda Nairobi Hospital, tutakwenda Aga Khan Hospital. Je, yule mwananchi pale chini ataweza kuwa na insurance ya kufika Aga Khan na Nairobi Hospital? Hawezi. Mama anaumwa na uchungu, anataka kujifungua, na kumbe yeye anatakana aende operation. Akifika hospitali zimefunga milango, hakuna madaktari wa kuwasaidia. Kama kuna mtu muhimu katika hii dunia, wa kwanza ni mama aliyekuzaa, wa pili ni daktari.
Now let's head to Kilifi County, where Kilifi County is the latest county government to spell out tough action against striking doctors. According to the county leadership, they already have a return to work formula deal from December last year with its doctors. Now, Governor Gideon Mungaro maintains that only 5% of the doctors in the county are on strike, and that his government had, of course, ironed out most of the issues in the 2017 and 2023 collective bargaining agreement. The county leadership maintains that among the issues that were addressed included the promotions of 101 doctors, car loans, mortgages, as well as improved working conditions. Now, the 101 doctors out of the 122 doctors in the county were promoted to various job groups, and they were allowed to benefit from mortgages and loans.
Sasa tumesema wale wote hawajakuja kazini toka mgomo wanze watasimamishwa kazi, kwa sababu mimi kama gavana wa Kilifi nilikuwa na ushauri na madaktari wa Kilifi kwa zaidi ya mwaka mmoja kuhusu hiyo CBA yao, na nikahakikisha kwamba kabla mgomo wanze, miezi mitatu kabla mgomo wanze, madaktari waliokuwa hawajavuka daraja tuliwapandisha daraja zaidi. Wale walikuwa mshahara unataka kuongezwa waliongezwa. Wale walikuwa na arrears walilipwa. Mpaka wengine walilipwa zaidi, wanastahili warudishe kwa akaunti. Kwa hivyo sioni sababu yote ya daktari wa Kilifi awe katika mgomo. Kwa sababu hiyo sasa ni kwamba wanatuvunja moyo. Kwa sababu kama wanasema wao wako in solidarity na wale union yao, hata mimi kama gavana naweza kuwa solidarity na wale makaunti ambao halipi mshahara. Kuna magavana wengine walipi mshahara hata miezi 4. Naweza kuwa na solidarity nao, hata mimi nianze kuweka mishahara miezi 4-5, lakini hiyo sitafanya. Ile nataka kuwauliza madaktari wetu wa Kilifi waendelee kutumikia watu wa Kilifi kazi. Hakuna haja sisi tukulipe mshahara alafu tuambie kwa sababu hati kuna mkubwa wako kule ambaye anakataa kufanya kazi na wewe lazima pia ukatae, na unajua kwamba mambo yako yote tumetimiza. Hiyo si haki.
Now, police officers from Kilifi Central, Kilifi County have today, early morning, in the wee hours of 2 a.m., nabbed a 14-seater car that was ferrying some parcels of suspected to be banned. The vehicle was impounded at Kilifi Keroka Highway, carrying 14 fully filled 90-kilogram sacks with the brooms. Now, speaking at Kilifi Central Police Station, the OCPD Kazungu Charo say the ban is being held at the station. Nevertheless, Kazungu is appealing to the public to appreciate the good work that the police is doing in curbing drug abuse and the fight against illicit brew, for it's not an easy task.
Very early in the morning, our officers, while on our routine patrols along Kilifi Keroka Road, came across a motor vehicle which was being driven very suspiciously. The officers gave chase. And upon realizing that officers were on hot pursuit, it diverted on a feeder road, and eventually the driver lost control and landed into a ditch. Upon the arrival of the officers, it was established the vehicle, which is behind me here, a Toyota Hiace KCN 519Q, had 14 sacks, as you can see, stashed with brooms suspected to be cannabis sativa or bangi. What I can tell the public, let us appreciate the good job of the officers. That's the first thing. The officers acted very, very professionally, and we appreciate them. At those wee hours of the night, and being vigilant is not easy, but here we are.
If you're just joining us, this is News Now. We are live, TV47. We are live at Mamboleo Stadium in Kisumu County, where the Safaricom Chapa Dimba National Finals are currently going on. And the game that is being played right now is the first semi-final boys game between Pask Langa from Rift Valley and Ebuari Boys from Western. We continue the news where the Anglican Church of Kenya bishops have called out the government for casually handling critical issues affecting and turning a blind eye to the plight of Kenyans. Now, speaking in Kisumu during a meeting that brought together all the bishops and clerics from Nyanza region, led by Bishop David Kodia, the clergy condemned the casual way with which the government has handled doctors' strike, even as wanton wastage, corruption, and tribalism thrive within the government's institutions. The bishops have urged the government to address some of the issues addressed by the medics. Bishop Kodia says there is a lot of money going to waste from public officials, which can be used to pay the doctors and even employ more doctors.
A casual way the government has handled the case of striking doctors is pervasive, abusive, insensitive, and virtually immoral. There is no justification whatsoever for denying our medics decent wages when God has given them professional skills to take care of our health, including the health of those who are making unpopular decisions. There is a lot of money going to waste by public officials, which can be used not only to increase doctors' wages, but also to employ more medical personnel in our health institutions. Let's shy away from arrogance and chest thumping and discuss the issue of medical state in our nation. All top government officials have alternative medical cover, and all at the expense of the taxpayers. Let's stop insensitivity and face the reality of medical issue with sobriety and openness. We are concerned about rampant corruption and ethnicization of employment opportunities in Kenya today. The discriminatory nature of employing people in the government today, where majority of Kenyan communities are treated like trash and aliens, is not acceptable at all. We are calling upon all our political and community leaders from this region to come up with a blueprint on our economic engagements, especially at the national level.
Now, the government has been urged to put more efforts in providing services to people living with disabilities, especially to adolescent girls in learning institutions. Speaking in Nairobi County during a stakeholders meeting attended by representatives from the Ministry of Education, Health, and other organizations of the people living with disabilities, together with parents, fundamental rights of deaf adolescent girls, took the center stage, where the organizations and parents explained the challenges that the girls face, therefore seeking a way to help them manage and overcome the challenges. Now, during the meeting, key issues like gender-based violence, access to sexual, reproductive, and health services, challenges on accessing education, and psychological challenges were brought, of course, where the stakeholders emphasized the need to create awareness and advocacy in schools and at community level.
We have to create awareness about rights of persons with disabilities, and today we are really about creating awareness around the rights of deaf adolescents and how they access sexual, reproductive, and health services. So I'm really doing facilitation for the day, and really happy that we've had representation from the Ministry of Education as well as the Ministry of Health, and just talking about challenges that deaf adolescents face, both in school, out of school, in terms of how they access services, maybe how they may be disproportionately affected by gender-based violence, and what they can do in that instance.
As parents, we would like to emphasize on the government to support such initiatives, especially working with other stakeholders like the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Education, and the local government, because some of the children, I want to say, are suffering in the villages because they have that communication breakdown, because a deaf person cannot talk, cannot hear, and cannot talk in most cases. So even the parents are just at a loss on how to deal with their young children. So we recommend that the government steps up further in that area, and especially with the deaf children. Let the government assist the parents, even of the most remote areas, to have their children in a school for the deaf.
The ruling UDA party has extended a registration deadline for Isiolo and Garissa counties until Monday. This is after party aspirants from the two counties sought more time due to the vastness of the region and the Ramadan period. Let's listen in.
Batula. Vile wengine hawajui sana Isiolo iko na county mbili, ni sub county mbili. Mimi nimetoka Isiolo South. Isiolo South na ward inaitwa Siricho ward. Constituency ni mbili, Constituency ni mbili, kuna Isiolo South na Isiolo North. Mimi kama Sala nimetoka Isiolo South na ward inaitwa Siricho ward. Mimi kitambo sana nilikuwa kwa chama cha URP, nilitoka URP nikakuja PDR, sasa nilikuwa chama ya UDA. Lakini ile wakati wa election kidogo nilisimama, mambo haikuwa inaenda vizuri, nikatoka kwa chama cha UDA nikaingia chama ya BAS. Last election nilisimama na chama ya BAS, MCA ya Siricho ward, sikuwa nimebahatika. Lakini baadaye nilikuwa kwa hii chama kitambo na nikarudi kwa hii chama na niliweza nilifanya recruitment nyingi Isiolo South. Kile mimi naomba watu wa National Board kwa Isiolo South sasa, mimi tu pekee ndio nimepata ujumbe kupitia ofisi ndio liweze kufika hapa. Wengi ni watu wa kutoka Isiolo South, Isiolo North. Isiolo South ni mimi pekee ndio nilipata message ndio nikakuja. Na mimi nilifanya juhudi ya kuregister watu wengi kutoka Shiricho Ward.
Apollo Kamau, our very own Apollo Kamau, will have more details of that particular story in our subsequent bulletins at 7 and 9 p.m. today. Now, moving on, a section of tea farmers from Zone 5 and 6 have totally opposed Kenya Tea Development Agency, KTDA, proposed June board member elections that will attract 2 annual general meetings and thus costing farmers 1.5 billion shillings, terming the exercise as a pure oppression to tea farmers. Now, the farmers led by Simon Jagi have proposed that the elections be conducted in September so that the new members can be ratified during the AGM that will be held in November to also confirm the financial statements. The farmers have also opposed the agreement, demanding that farmers will beat the legal costs that was incurred during the court cases, saying that they did not send the former directors to file cases in court.
Ripoti tumepewa na National Chairman ati ya kwamba ndio tutagharimia tutalipa pesa ya NGM 2. Hiyo ni kali sana kwa mkulima. Hiyo tukilipa kama wakulima watapata kitu hii mwaka. Kunaonekana kuna shinda kidogo, hatuelewi ni nini inaendelea. Ni kama vile wakulima wamejitahidi kufanya kazi hii mwaka, kuna kitu kingine na yeye inaendelea ya kuharibu pesa ya mkulima.
Tukienda election in June, tutakuwa na 2 AGM zenye zitagharamia mkulima, na mkulima anapaswa kugharamia AGM ya November yenye tunafanya once per year. Hiyo ingine inakuja ni iligo kwa mkulima. Alafu kwa mambo ya case kwa makoti, mimi kama msimamizi wa wakulima naweza sema hiyo mambo yote mkulima hapaswi kusimamia.
Nataka niwaambie hivi, ile pesa tunawalipa kwa mwezi, the 25 shillings per kg, the cumulative total of the amount that we pay in a month for all the farmers across the country, it ranges between 3 billion and 3.6 billion. Inategemea na kilo ngapi mko nazo.
Hiyo maneno ya kutanya NGM 2, hiyo ni kuharibu pesa ya mkulima, na mimi sitaki kuona pesa ya mkulima ikitumiwa kama ovyo.
This is News Now. If you're joining us, we're coming to you live from Mamboleo Stadium in Kisumu County, where the Safaricom Chapa Dimba national finals are currently going on, with the first semi-final in the boys category between Ebwali and Paskalanga being played. That is the second half. Now, moving on, farmers who fell victim to counterfeit fertilizers will receive compensation as confirmed by government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura. However, the specific criteria for the compensation plan has not been disclosed yet. Now, Mwaura has also confirmed that the fertilizers in question were of substandard quality, and action will be taken against the tender winners, suppliers, and KEBS officials involved in certifying the product.
Or those that are affected, because already NCPB knows the amount of fertilizer that they have actually distributed to whichever farmers that are affected. Certainly for government to make that decision of compensation is a bold step, honestly. So let us leave it at that, but certainly there will be the extent to which that can be done shall be determined scientifically, so that it's not just a matter of taking advantage of the situation by some people who would now want to say that they have been affected. So it has to be done properly after a careful assessment as to determine who was sold what amount of fertilizer, what extent, and what. So I think I want to leave it at that. The other issue is about the doctors' strike. my friend, I mean, you are being a little bit over-ambitious, because how do you tell the Kenya government to compensate those who are dead, honestly? First and foremost, there is no clear official statistics on this, but I think it's a dereliction of duty on the doctors not to go back to work, because the condition given by the court is that they should suspend their strike. That is why we as government will continue to find solutions, but we will not engage.
All right, that particular story, we are following it, and we shall give you in-depth information, latest developments from it in our subsequent bulletins at 7 and at 9. Remember, this is news now, and we are taking a very short break, but sports comes up next.
Sports news brought to you by Safaricom Chapa Dimba.
Now it's time for sports, and later on this segment for sports, we shall have a Safaricom official to share with us the very latest what is happening here at the Mamboleo Stadium in Kisumu County. Now, but first of all, let's start with golf, where the 2024 NCBA Golf Park Open is going on at a golf park this particular time. Now, this year, the tournament is the second edition and boasts of a strong field of 78 top amateur golfers from across the region. Now, in adherence to the standards set by the Kenya Amateur Golf Championship, the initial roster of 100 golfers has been trimmed to 78 participants to ensure a level playing field on the challenging 9-hole course. Now, in adherence to the guidelines set by the Kenya Amateur Golf Championship, the initial list of 100 golfers underwent a meticulous selection process to ensure a competitive yet fair environment on the challenging 9-hole course. Among the top golfers expected to put up a strong performance in this year's event include the likes of Elvis Wigua and the current leaderboard fresh from winning the Winston Churchill tournament last weekend, Adel Balala, John Legirma, and defending champion Sami Mulama. In a testament to the growing diversity within the sport, the tournament features 5 top female golfers: Joyce Wanjiru of Kiambu, Nancy Wairimo, Margaret Doki, Diana Buba, and Mercy Nyanchama. Now, in a notable event at the Kenya Junior Stroke Play Championship, ICA Lion Company, the trust business arm of the ICA Group partnership with the Junior Golf Foundation, GGF, at Mudega Golf Club. This partnership is in line with its commitment to supporting the growth of golf amongst the youth. Now, this initiative marks an industry-first move in junior golf sponsorship by an insurance group in Kenya, positioning ICA as a pioneer insurance group to support junior golf.
For coming on board. We in junior golf are here to grow the game of golf, but also to elevate the game of golf. And it's very symbolic that we come in one of our most prestigious tournaments, which is the Kenya Junior Stroke Play Championship.
We apologize for that technical sound issue on that story, but we'll do a rectification to that. Now, right now, I want to take you to the field where action is going on in the Safaricom Chapa Dimba National Finals, and we are having the first semi-final in the boys category. It is a game between Ebuwali FC from Western Kenya against Pask Langa from the Rift Valley. And these two teams so far are in the second half. The game that, of course, you can see on the screen is it can actually be in my background. However, you can see it on your screens, whereby the team in white is the Pask Langa from Rift Valley, and the team in green is definitely Ebwari FC. Currently, Ebwari are trailing in this semi-final, first semi-final in the boys category here at Mamboleo Stadium. And of course, we are having one of our Safaricom officials, managers and directors who, remember Safaricom are the main sponsors. Actually, this is their tournament, and they have injected over 400 million Kenya shillings into this season 4 Safaricom Chapa Dimba. Now, remember, the girls' semi-finals have already been played, and now we're just waiting for the finals to be played tomorrow. Remember, Barcelona ladies from Laikipia County, representing Central, and Plateau Queens, also known as Nyakach Girls, are the two teams that have qualified for the final. So the two will meet in the ladies' final. So we'll be waiting to see who between Ebwali and Paskalanga, who will be playing who between, there should be the next game where Obunga will be playing Bandari Youth in the second semi-final to know which teams will be in the final. So right now, we should be having, if you're seeing the game is currently going on, it is the second half. This Mamboleo Stadium, remember, has a capacity of about just over 20,000 fans. And as you can see on your screens, already the stadium by one something right now, as we look at our time, is 1:28. 1 minute, it's 1:28, and the stadium is already full to capacity. Before the home team, remember the second semi-final has the home team playing against the team from, you remember Mombasa, that is the Bandari Youth FC, if you like. So remember, it's just the semi-final, and then the final will be played on Sunday. Remember, TV47
umri wao na wachezaji kucheza katika uwanja kama huu wenye mashabiki wengi kwa kiasi kile, dalili tosha kwamba lazima wamejiandaa kimazingira ya kisaikolojia kwa ajili ya kufanikisha yote.
Angalia kijana huko, ana mwili mkubwa, amembwaga chini beki moja, lakini angalia, alikuwa na wachezaji wawili, Morid na Shatea. Ona tena mwenzangu, ubinafsi ama nini? Ona
ambwembwe,
madoido ameingia
sasa manza kuvimba kichwa.
Angalia wanamzomea. Angalia Fredo Wina anamwambia, nafasi unayo. Mbona kidogo unaonekana kuwa mchoyo? Kuna nafasi ya Bwali, wanaweza pata hata la kufutia chozi ama.
Katika mchezo wa mpira wa miguu tunaweza kutendeka. Tumerejelea kile ambacho kilitokea Istanbul usiku ule wa mwaka 2005
2006. Yes. 205 206.
Wakina Steven Gerrard, wakina Benny Benayun.
Yusi Benayun, akina Mamadou Sissoko, kilikuwa kikosi cha Rafa Benitez. Na wakati huo Similani ilikuwa na Similani ilikuwa na Kaká, Andriy Shevchenko, Clarence Seedorf, Gennaro Gattuso, Massimo Ambrosini, Andrea Pirlo, Nelson Dida, ndio alikuwa mlinda mlango. Paolo Maldini ndio anastaafu kwa wakati huo. Kwa hivyo walikuwa na kikosi kizuri sana wakati huo. Kikosi cha wachezaji wazoefu. Kocha alikuwa si mwingine bali ni Don Carlo, ambaye wanajulikana tu kama Carlo Ancelotti. Piga mkubwa kichwa. Na Leuka Moreto. Kama kuna midfielder amenifurahisha hapa, ni kijana Moreto. Jezi namba.
That is Ebwali FC playing against Paskalanga in the first semi-final of the boys category. This is the Safaricom Chapa Dimba National Finals, semi-final 1 in the boys category. And on that sport note, we are taking a very short break. However, we have a Safaricom official who is here to share the very latest about what to expect today and tomorrow of the grand finale. But just after this break.